APC National Chairman Oshiomole backs restructuring. National Chairman of the All Progressives Congress (APC) has backed the call for restructuring of the country. This was disclosed by Channels TV in a tweet Monday, November 11th. According to him, if more resources are taken to the state, there will be less attraction on the center. Meanwhile, the former Edo State governor said the people advocating for restructuring are yet to present any document that would be scrutinized. Going further, he said restructuring must have a focus to what extent it would go. I believe that if you take more resources out of the center and take them to the state, then there would be less attraction to come to the center. Those who shout loudest about restructuring, whether as individuals, they have not put any documents on the table for us to scrutinize so that we can have a window into what their own idea of restructuring is, what needs to be restructured and to what extent. Wow. Oshiomole made the statement while reacting to criticism that trailed President Buhari signing a recent bill in London. So guys, these guys are really coming out gradually to align with what people have been saying. How can they tell us that they need people who are advocating for restructuring should bring a document? They have been coming out to say restructuring means different things to different people. They know what people are talking about. If you say you don't know what people are talking about, then why are you saying those resources should be taken to state so that there will be less attraction on the center? They know what they are talking about. They are just trying to cover the truth. They are just trying to play to the gallery. Everybody who has been coming opposing the issue of restructuring using that template that people don't know the definition of restructuring, that it means different thing to different people. That is not correct at all. The other very of recent now, we've been hearing from the vice president. He has been clamoring, he has been talking about restructuring, that the restructuring is the best way to go. Restructuring is the best way to go. This is their 5th year. Right from time, people have been coming out to say, you guys should look into this confab. From the confab, they said they were not even interested. So now that Oshiomole is saying that those who are advocating for restructuring, that they've never brought a document that they themselves will need to look and scrutinize, they are just playing to the gallery. They are just playing on the intelligence of Nigerians. They know what is obtainable. You take the confab, you will know what and what you need to take from there. Then you come up with your own way of going about the restructuring. They know that restructuring is the way to go, but because they all are enjoying from the center, so it's none of their business. Of course, you think these guys will be thinking about every ordinary Nigerian on the streets? No, they are overfed. They have settled themselves, all of them. They have settled themselves financially, in every area you can think of that can make one's life to be more comfortable, even to the end of their life here on earth. They've settled themselves, all of them. That's why when you are talking at times, it's just like, what are these people talking about? As he's entering one ear, he's coming out from the other side. They don't care. They will just tell you, oh, they've heard you, but are they going to put it into action? No, they won't do that. But they will be still there deceiving people. When election time comes, they will just be singing all manner of rhetorics. We will do this, we will do that. The same people who said they are not ready to open up that confab, because if you open that confab report, you will know how to go about this restructuring. And the reason why we are not going to be moving forward in this country is that some people will be dragging it up, some people will be dragging it down. Some people have come out to how will I put it, to castigate that report, that confab. Some people were saying the manner at which they brought people to discuss that confab was not the right way. So in that case, it's not going to work. It's not going to work because they are not just interested, because they don't want that restructuring. Because if they are sincere, when you look at the report, you must see one or two things that you want to take out of it. Of course, if you look at it, you will see some errors, in my opinion, because it might not be as perfect as people really expected it. But if you are serious and sincere about all of this, it's just a matter of bringing it out, look at everything, thoroughly, you know what and what to pick. But for you to come and tell people that a restructure means different things to different people, so by that you are not going to open it. Buhari said it categorically initially when they came on board. People were suggesting, people were advising, urging them to look into this. You just look at it. They say they just kept it, still they are, it's still in the dust, so they are not even ready. They say it was not ready to look into it. At some point when election was coming, that was a 3 years down the line, they had to form one committee so that it won't be as if they are not really paying attention to what people have been saying, because the agitation was more then that restructuring. Let them look into that confirmed. They had to set up another meeting, which this governor was in charge of that committee. El-Rufai was in charge of that committee, so everybody was kind of having that kind of hope. Okay, they are ready to look into it. And people said from their manifestos, even in 2015, they said it, that they will canvass for restructuring. They will make sure that restructuring comes on board. But all their promises, everything had gone down the drain. So everybody was happy. Okay, they've had a change of heart, of mind. Let us see what will come out of the committee being set up that El-Rufai was heading. Up until now, nothing happened. So they just used that one to just deceive Nigerians. You guys are just worrying us. Let us talk about restructuring, that we are setting up a committee so that they will allow us to rest. And that was what happened. Till today, we didn't hear anything. Now Oshiomole is coming out. As soon as we were hearing this back and forth from the presidency and the cabals working against the vice president, that was when it became so loud from the vice president. It was not talking about restructuring. I said, you are talking about restructuring. Who are you telling? Are you telling Nigerians? You guys are in charge, so do the needful. You don't need to come and tell us, oh, these are the things that will move this country forward. Then you are there. Now Oshiomole is coming out talking about restructuring, and is stylishly saying those who are advocating for restructuring, they don't have a template they can look into so that they will know how to scrutinize it. So what about the committee you set up that this El-Rufai was the head of that committee? What happened to that one? What was that you guys were talking about? Because they are trying to be diplomatic. They know the meaning of, and they know the angle people are coming from when it comes to restructuring, but they are just playing games as if they don't understand, as if they don't know. And that's what they are using to woo everybody, to deceive many people. Now Oshiomole is coming up. What did he see again? What actually happened that is not talking in line of a restructuring? Whether they restructure, they don't restructure, very soon some things naturally will continue, we definitely start unfolding, and they will start coming up, and people will be able to align to that, even though themselves will not be able to hold it at the end of the day. If they are playing these games that they don't know, or feigning ignorance that they don't know what restructuring is all about. Afenifere has been saying it. Ohanaeze has been saying it. The Niger Delta Pandef, they've been saying it. Restructuring. They say no, restructuring is not going to help. That we have to have a restructuring of the mind. Who says everything must go together? Of course, that from the restructuring, they were still talking about state policing. Some people say no, they should not have state policing because a lot of these governors, they are going to misuse it. Going by their antecedents, going by the way they always operate. If you have a state policing, that means they are going to use to oppress their opponents. But in the long run, if you look at the advantages and the disadvantages of all of these things, the advantages are more compared to the disadvantages, but they tend to dwell more on the disadvantages so that they will avoid this restructuring or state policing. But with what we are running, with what we have been doing over the time, what has changed? Nothing has changed, but we are still on the same cycle. We are even retrogressing. We are not even moving forward. They believe that the current state is the best thing, and they still know that it's not working. As if you are doing something for a very long time, doing the same thing, and you are not getting headway, you are not getting results, why can't you reverse? Of course they will not reverse, because the people who are supposed to champion these things, they are not hungry, they are not suffering, they are not going through any of these things that masses are going through. So it won't bother them. Do you expect them to be bothered when do you know how much is in their accounts? They are smiling to the banks every now and then. So it's going to take a radical person, is somebody who is more patriotic, because with what we have now, they are not patriotic. They are just patriotic for their own pockets, and that's it. So guys, I would like to hear from you what you think about what Oshiomole is saying, that people advocating for restructuring should bring a document so that they will scrutinize it. He's feigning ignorance as if he doesn't know what restructuring means, but he's still saying when resources are being taken to the state, that the center will be more, it will be less attracted, and the regions will do better. Leave your comments below, guys, and let's hear your take. Thank you very much. Bye.